many, but we're just going to discuss a few of them. And this is something that many men don't know. The first secret is that women get bored very fast, especially from a sexual perspective. They get bored very, very fast. So in terms of a relationship, many men, when they're having one regular sexual partner, it declines, the sexual interest declines over time, slowly. But for women, it tanks immediately, like it crashes, it's just a crash, okay? She loses interest completely in this particular man. And this is why you find that many women, if you find these couples where the men are in swingers parties, okay, where you find these couples exchanging sexual partners, normally it's the women who propose the idea to the men. Even when it comes to, this is something you mentioned earlier, you wonder why people record themselves when they're engaging in this behavior. Many times it is women who propose that, why don't we record this? Because they have this exhibitionist kind of need. They want to see themselves engaged in that kind of act. And it is because also women outstrip men in terms of being kinky in the bedroom. Many men are satisfied with their routine kind of activity, but women want a lot of variety and wild things and so on. The movie 50 Shades of Grey, it became one of the highest grossing movies because of what we call the traditional conservative women. The women that go to church, that are very traditional. You know, 50 Shades of Grey had a lot of BDSM, a lot of bondage, and a lot of control, where there is intercourse involving a very powerful man dominating a woman. So you find these are some of the kind of fantasies that women actually have. So many men need to know that the woman that you're having and the kind of relationship you're having, you have to be aware that these women, most of the times, they get bored very, very fast. And that is why in many cases, they sort of have all these people who are friend-zoned, okay?
Women would argue that it's men who gets bored very, very fast.
Okay, now, I think that one now is a matter of understanding the intersexual dynamics. The sexual imperatives for men is to spread their seeds. So spreading their seeds means biologically they are wired to look for opportunities to spread those seeds. And that is why men tend to cheat.
So by opportunities, you mean?
Women, yeah. So it's not because they are bored. It's not because they are looking for variety. It's because they are looking for opportunity. So that is what happens with men. But women do it because of boredom. Although this boredom also could be also because innately they are looking for an alpha. They are looking for the man who is going to quell all their restlessness. And that is what we call the alpha.
You're sending cold chills down married people everywhere.
Yes, they should have the cold chills, because you see, the thing is this, these same married people are the ones who fail paternity tests. You know, when out of the men who suspect that the children that they have raised are not theirs, and then they ask for paternity tests, 30% of them fail. Now imagine the ones who are oblivious, who are so busy chasing money, who don't have situational awareness, who have never listened to people like me, they've never read Unplugged. So it's a majority. Many men raise kids who are not theirs because they don't have the kind of information that we're actually giving guys now. They've been comfortable. They think the women they marry are like their mothers. They ennoble these women. They don't understand female nature. So once you understand female nature, then you become aware about these kinds of things.
Yeah. And when you do that, let's assume I'm a guy who was totally unaware. And I did pick up, the copies of your book and I read, and suddenly I am so... I'm getting all this situational awareness, and I'm discovering there are these things I did not know about this woman that I married, and I did not know about how the dynamics of being a man is like, I didn't have my frame intact and all that. What's my next step, really?
Your next step depends on your situation. I have guys, I have women who are on the verge of getting divorced because they felt that their men were not taking the burden of performance. The guy is at home, he's jobless, he's not working, he's always complaining about how tough life is, and these women get tired. And then someone tells them, by the way, mnunulie hiyo kitabu inaitwa Unplugged. I have women who've written reviews saying that they bought this guy the book and he changed, and they thank me for saving their marriages. There are also guys who are in situations where the guy is planning a wedding and is planning to marry a woman who has a lot of red flags. But he sees the flags. Most times, guys think that maybe they'll change the woman they are marrying, or they think that marriage will make them stop behaving in a certain way. Yeah. When they read Unplugged, they realize I'm on the wrong path. They break up, they cancel the wedding. So, and there are also guys who are already married and they read Unplugged and they realize I'm in an exploitative relationship and this is a train wreck. There's no way I'm going to rescue this. And they end up getting divorced. So it depends on your situation. The important thing, I think, is about making a decision from an informed place. You need to be aware about all these things, because if you're not aware, many times, because we've also known cases of guys who they realize very, very late, like your kids are in their 20s. That's when you realize these kids are not yours. And some guys take it very hard. They end up taking their own lives. So the sooner you know, the better. And if you decide to live with it, at least you'll be making the decision from a point of knowledge.
Yeah. The whole thing about, putting self first, and it's out there. Here also, we've been talking about it mostly as a man in forums like this one, in your book. Where do you draw the line between putting yourself first and, sheer selfishness?